the cameras off. Okay, so I'm broadcasting on YouTube, and I failed on Facebook, but that's because I was supposed to go live fucking half an hour ago. Okay, let's go to the Bearded Fen podcast. No, there, I must be here. What is it saying? Starting. It says connect to go live. It says it's live. Connecting stream software to go live.
Connect the stream software.
Yeah, but the software is there. Let me just copy this and modify. Dude, you. Ka-ching! Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to do our usual. Hello, it's me talking. Next. Oh, look at that. It's eventually, only but 10 minutes late, it's the Weekend Craic. It's the usual gronks.
I can't see you guys.
I used the word gronks, but it should have been chops, but anyway. Lester's not there. How about Lester? Where's
We need
Lester?
to have
Lester, Lester, come in, Lester. Where's Lester? He's there, but he's a black screen. Yeah, folks, it's one of those days. Let's see, it's one of those days. Background, teams guest 1 and 2. Oh, you know why? Lester.
I can't see you either.
Maximized. There.
I mean, this is my good side and everything.
We've got your good side. Don't worry. So.
Warning: this person is from South Africa and may talk funny.
Yeah.
I still can't see you guys.
That's because I didn't push the that button.
Hey, here we are.
Why am I not centered?
Because
I mean,
you
I
keep
like
on
the side of the
fucking
box.
moving, dude. Is that better? Dude, is that better?
Oh, that's much better. Let's go with that. This is my good side.
You're in your good side, eh?
Yeah, there.
Is that better? Lester. Warning. Okay, guys, just give me a second.
Welcome.
I'm going to go fetch my coffee, which is still alive, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to go make Oleg his coffee. You guys catch up. Find out
I
how
have a
each
coffee.
other's weeks was.
How does this work? I mean, how do I get paid for this? I mean, I
Lester.
don't even get paid in coffee. Oleg, you get lunch and coffee and...
Yeah, it's
what
benefits,
do I
man.
get?
It's
I
benefits.
just get I get to hear you guys munching away and slurping away. I just don't feel the rewards there, man.
Lester, how's your week, man?
I don't know. Same.
Okay.
How was yours?
I took leave for most of the week, so my week was awesome. Can't
Well, it
complain.
depends what you do with your time off. If it is all just chores, then it's not so good.
No, well, it was good stuff that I wanted to catch up on. I wanted to catch up on my writing for research masters, and
Yeah.
managed to do quite a bit of that. Managed to get my thoughts and my papers sorted and in order, so it was really cool.
Yeah.
I got traction on
productive.
one thing that I wanted to get traction on, and I did that, so it was really awesome. And I went for a 10-kilometer run yesterday.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. The weather was stunning. You know, it was nice and warm. It was sunny. It was really cool.
yeah. And the time on the 10K?
It
30
was pretty
minutes?
slow. It was pretty slow. It was like an hour and a half.
What? For 10K?
Yeah.
Did you walk it?
Yeah. We walked so I did it with my wife. We walked half of the distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And, the dogs did the other half K.
No, I couldn't take my dogs because one of my dogs is wouldn't be able to handle the 10K, especially running, jogging, walking type of pace. And the other one that could is like, we can't take that one with because the other one will be just suffering from FOMO at home. Thank you.
I see. You've thought this through, like you've been through pain.
Yeah.
Oh dear. No cap today. No hat. No hat, Mr. Fen.
Oh, sorry. Hang on a sec.
Why does he
Well,
generally wear a cap?
Yeah. So when he comes back, Oleg, we'll ask him to go and get something else. What else do we need?
Ah, that's a good point. I don't know. Some water.
Is that better?
Andrew,
What's
just
sure.
one last thing. Can you grab me some water as well?
You want some water?
No, okay. Just
I feel like I've just been pranked. By the way.
how was your
On
week,
your own
dude?
podcast.
Why is Lester so low today? In my ear.
Because he sounds funny, and he's from South Africa.
South Africa. Where did you get that t-shirt from?
Okay, well let's address the T-shirt in the room. All right. So the T-shirt says, "Warning: this person is from South Africa and may talk funny."
Yeah.
Okay, and the obligatory Springbok on it as well. All right.
Springbokkie.
So this has to do with my poker league that I play at.
Mm-hmm.
So I've
Did
been
you
playing.
lose?
No, it's not about the poker. But for years they have been taking the piss out of me for my accent.
All right.
You know, some of them will say, "Where are you
Accent?
from?"
What accent? What accent, dude?
Yeah, what accent, say? And I don't have a particularly strong South African accent, but clearly I stand out in this group. And yeah, there's various guys who for years have taken the mickey out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep thinking I'm from the Midlands, the English Midlands, where the Brummie accent is not dissimilar to the South African accent. Apparently, I'm not sure I'm a supporter of that notion.
No, me neither.
And then there'll be a guy at the table. I'll be telling him, I'm talking to him, and then he'll just turn to the guy next to him, and goes, "What does he say? I don't understand. What does he say?" So this has been going on for some time. So in protest, I wore this T-shirt.
Well done. And where did you actually get it? Sorry, did I miss that?
Oh, you can. Some online
It's
thing.
anywhere.
Yeah, you can get anything on a T-shirt, right? You should know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been making t-shirts since when did I make that t-shirt for you? What year did you get married?
99.
Oh, there you go. I've been making t-shirts from 1999. Maybe I must
Wow,
put that on my
22 years.
tagline.
Wow. So
still
like
got
you've
that
been in
T-shirt
somewhere.
somewhere.
Business since 1999.
No, well, actually, funny enough, my CC was registered in 1999, but that was for something else. But
Yeah.
I, for Lester's bachelor's, I made him a t-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Still
said,
got it.
Yeah, he says he still got it. It says something like, I'm the king of my castle until, and then the date that he was getting married.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never considered myself a psychic, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, with this low blow. Inside story, inside joke. And now I've lost my train of thought. No.
It's okay.
Remember there used to be a song called King of My Castle.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was around about the time that Lester was getting married. Yeah. So that was and that's where the idea came from.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
The song
really
was
cool.
playing. Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think that is an awesome T-shirt for every expat in South Africa. So if
I
any
agree.
expats are out there that would like a T-shirt like that, made in South Africa, shipped to anywhere in the world, do go have a look at, Nerve Apparel and all that kind of stuff. You'll find us on Instagram and drop us a DM and we'll hook you up with a T-shirt.
With a warning.
Yeah, and don't forget that if you buy a T-shirt, that helps the live stream and the podcast because, that's how we pay for these things. And I see Lester's talking to his alter ego there.
My other self.
Your other self, yeah.
No. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that I think a couple of weeks ago I said Christmas is in danger because we don't have enough HGV drivers.
Yeah.
Well, the situation's escalated
You
to the
serious?
point where we don't have enough drivers to distribute fuel to all the fuel stations, petrol stations.
Wow.
So now all the petrol stations are out,
Yeah. That's very interesting.
and
That's-
everything
do
grinds
you
to a
think-
halt.
I mean, this is something I've thought about. In
So
terms of
just before we go into that, so
yeah.
I just got a message to say my local one, because I'm down to fumes in my car. My local one's getting a shipment this afternoon,
Mhm.
and I need to get in the queue. So straight after this, I'm dashing off to go and
Okay.
get in this queue.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm very disappointed that you're not live streaming from in the queue.
Nah,
Do you
the
think?
queue won't be there.
Do you
The
think? Do
queue
you think by the
keeps
time?
moving?
I see.
Do you think by the time you get there, there's going to be like
a longer queue?
120,000 people?
I queued up last night at another station because
Yeah.
the word got out that they got fuel, and this is one of the main roads out of town,
Yeah.
and it's only single lane. The queue went back for easily a half a k.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
I was luckily near the front, but it still took me half an hour to queue in to get in.
But dude, you know what? This like blows my mind in terms of the whole first world, third world country, get your shit together kind of shit. I mean, like, that's the kind of thing that you would expect in South Africa, that they would, have this kind of situation. I mean, look, we have had fuel shortages at times because of strikes and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I've never it's probably in the last time was in the 90s where you were like sitting in a queue for 2 hours to get fuel.
You
kind of
serious?
thing. Yeah,
Wow.
I've never, Anyway,
It
but I'm gonna
also
tell you a
burns my
story.
arse that they've hiked the price up as well.
well, yeah,
Supply and demand.
How much are you looking at? Like for a liter, like in pounds?
We do it per gallon.
per
Don't
gallon.
ask me to.
God,
It's pound.
like you're
it's a
actually the
pound.
most mixed up guys in the world. You drive
Oh,
on the
jeez.
left-hand side of the road, right-hand drive cars. You're talking kilometers and you're talking gallons.
We're talking miles.
Sorry, miles per hour. Sorry, my bad.
So they're not mixed up. They're pretty
No, no,
hardcore,
no,
hardcore
no,
on the
no.
imperial.
We're
side.
imperial, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Well, how much do you weigh, Lester?
I don't.
Do
well,
you talk kilograms or do you
stone?
talk pounds?
Or pounds?
Pounds, yeah.
Or pounds and stone. I don't actually
Mm.
know how much I weigh, but yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be
no,
something
no, I
like
didn't
20
actually need
stone
to
and 6
actually-
pounds or something.
Shock us with your current weight, but I was just talking about the units that you use when you
Yeah, yeah.
climb on the
Yes,
scale.
this conversation is getting bad. But
Yeah.
Lester, what I wanted to ask is that like besides all the fuel stuff, I saw in the news is like there's also something going on with natural gas. It's getting very expensive and stuff like that. Can you just say a couple of words what's going on? Because I mean, you guys are going into winter season. Obviously, natural gas is an important thing for the heating and stuff.
I don't actually know, mate. I haven't been watching that.
Okay.
So
But
what is the price
It's
per
not
gallon?
unusual, right? Because when we start heading into winter, obviously we secure agreements with all the suppliers, those other countries that supply us with gas,
Yeah.
and those agreements have to be made. We need to ensure they're there. We start the stockpiling and all of that. So if that's under threat, that's a big thing. But I think we've got bigger problems with this. Without HGV drivers, without fuel for those trucks,
Mhm.
everything grinds to a halt.
Jeez.
No one can go to work. You know what the biggest outcry is?
What?
Because our schools have just gone back. All right. So during our lockdown, when parents were going mad because they had to look after their kids all day and teach them and homeschool them and all of that during lockdown. So they were quite happy when all the schools reopened. They're like, thank goodness I can get back to some sense of normality, try and focus on my work. The kids are off at school where they should be, learning stuff. The biggest outcry now is if there's no fuel, not just me can't get to work, but the teachers can't get to work either. That means we'll have to go to homeschool them again. Sort this nonsense out.
Where are those electric cars now? When you need them, man? So, I mean, here's an interesting story. If you were to tell us you work in gallons, did you know that? So, you imperial gallon, not US liquid gallon.
Jesus, I didn't even know there was a difference.
Yeah, well, this is my point. I've just realized, you learn something new every day, that there's a difference between a US liquid gallon, which is 3.78 liters, and an imperial gallon, which is 4.54. Ta-da!
Oh, I see.
And what is your, so what's the price per gallon in the UK? Did you say? Did you?
£1.48.
148.
one
My maths is going to
yesterday.
kill me now. So 148.
So that's about 4.5
Gallon.
liters, I think, to the gallon.
Yeah, so, and I want to, what would that be in 4.5? That's 4.5, right?
4.55.
Yeah.
Hang on. While you're doing all your maths, now I'm going to tell you how messed up you are. Because in South Africa,
Thanks, man.
you
Is this
can
like-
buy
I feel like we're
quart
playing
bottles.
tennis now, huh?
You can buy quart bottles of beer,
Yeah, that's true.
and a quart is an imperial measure.
God.
But that's the only thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
a
everything
quart
else we
Quart is
have-
2 pints.
Well, I don't think it's any different, going to the Xerox machine, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
Well,
No, I don't know what you mean.
No, well, people used to tend to call the photocopier the Xerox machine.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm with you.
and it was the brand.
Yeah.
So, like, when you've got courts in South Africa, it's like, well, it's just like it's a, that's the way people have always called it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
No.
not like
The quart bottle of beer has the right amount of liquid in it to be
I
called
know,
a quart.
I know.
Yeah, talking about Xerox machine, what do you call
Yeah.
a vacuum cleaner?
The vacuum cleaner. Stop saying it.
In this country,
A
nobody
Hoover.
uses that concept. It's all Hoover.
It's Hoover. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to Hoover. It's a noun and a verb.
That's really interesting.
Range.
That's good marketing.
It's
It's like I'm going to go on my internet search engine.
20.
It's like no, you Google it. So what was the outcome? How much is it for a liter of?
No, can't be.
It's just my maths is fucked.
Oh yes, are you still on this? All right, hang on. Let me get involved.
Okay.
Can't believe. Come on, Oleg, with your master's degree in the making, you can do some simple maths here, surely.
So let me just confirm something. So the
What's the exchange rate?
It's 20. Is it 20?
20?
So it's
20 to the pound?
145 per gallon, right? Is that what you said? £1, 45
No,
per
what's-
gallon.
148.
148. Oh, good. Okay. Splitting hairs there. And that is for 1 gallon. And 1 gallon is 4.5 liters.
Yeah.
Right. So I divided that by 4.45. The
Yeah, that's right.
145,
That's right.
148.
That's right.
Right.
What's the exchange rate?
And then the exchange rate
20.
is 20.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that would be.
Just check. Just do a simple Google search. What's the price of fuel in UK?
No, but that's not going to give me liters. I'm looking
Just
for rand per
just
liter.
check.
6.5 rand a liter.
Is that what you're paying?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I calculated. I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Um,
But that can't be because that's the lowest price in the EU then.
because we're paying 18 rand a liter.
So just check.
No, but that's right. That's like
Just check what
that's like £1. Right?
Just check what the
God.
what the
Jeez, we
Oh,
we're certainly
How
making
struggling
ourselves
with
look what's
Price
this
of fuel.
petrol price in UK.
yeah, so it's like 30 rand to the gallon. So divide 30 by 4.55 to get the liters. So yeah, it's about 6.5.
Yeah, so the price per liter is 135. 135.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So the price per gallon is 5.1.
Yeah, okay, so I must just times this by 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's 28 rand a liter.
Yeah,
So don't feel too bad.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are paying 28 rand a liter.
No, we're complaining about paying 18. Is Lester frozen? Is Lester frozen, or is he like just in shock?
No, that does not compute.
Why?
Because
No,
it's like 28 rand for a gallon.
No. It's like you guys pay like £5 for a gallon. Well, that's based on that website.
Yeah, but listen, they're paying 145 per gallon.
148.
Okay. So times that by.
gallon. Not per gallon. So you
Oh
brought
no, I see what you're saying. No, well, he said to me 145 per gallon. That's why. That's
it
where
per
we get
litre?
lost. That was per liter.
It was per liter, yeah.
That's why
You're
it's
right.
like-
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. There you go. That are the fly in the ointment.
All right. I see
Okay,
we've
now that
wasted half an hour.
we've established that there's nothing wrong with our math skills, but just our
We've all
ability
been
to
well
read.
schooled. Yeah. Yeah. Yeesh.
oh no,
But you mentioned 30 rand a liter.
yeah.
So what? That's double your price.
It's
Well,
almost,
yeah, almost, yeah.
almost, yeah.
70% more, yeah.
And I suppose it's the same there. Most of our fuel prices is made up of taxes.
Yeah, so is ours, yeah. Yeah, dude, yeah. Jeez, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, like, I was like, oh my God, 18 rand a liter. Just how is that possible? Now you're telling me that you guys are paying a shitload more than that. I'm going, maybe I mustn't complain.
Okay, now I'm going to feel old because I remember the crisis in South Africa when the petrol price went over R1 a litre. And all the petrol pumps couldn't cope with it
I remember that.
because it was always in
Yes.
cents. They only had enough digits for the
That's
cents.
right. I remember that. Can I tell you another story which was quite interesting?
Are
Was
you guys going to be talking about your like how old you are?
no, yeah, well, no. This one just at one stage when I owned a Land Cruiser
Yeah.
and it had a 150 liter tank. It got to the stage where the fuel price was so high that when I went to the petrol pump, it used to clock over because I was like dropping 1,000, almost like 1,500 bucks or whatever on a tank.
Well, think about how much you would drop now to
Oh, yeah,
to fill up,
yeah,
to
yeah,
fill up
yeah.
150 liter tank.
No, well,
So
that's
what?
it.
You only paid like 30 Rand in the end because it clocked over.
Well, this is the thing. The guy had to get it to like 9999, and then I had to pay, and then he reset it, and then he put the rest in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it was like one of those petrol stations that had old pumps. You know, like the pumps
yeah.
hadn't been upgraded yet. And so, yeah.
Because nobody would fill up so much fuel.
Well, look, I mean, I suppose there would be a couple of vehicles that would do it, but not like a large majority. Like
Yeah.
now, I mean, you buy just a normal pickup, like a Toyota Hilux or whatever, and you go fill that thing up and you're paying over 1,000
But
rand.
think
to
about
fill
it this way, right? So like
Yeah.
any conventional vehicle, right, with a 50 liter tank,
Yeah.
with a 50 liter tank, to fill up that 50 liter tank, you'd be clocking just 800 bucks.
Yeah,
So just
exactly.
under a K. Like,
Yeah,
And that's a
exactly.
normal car, right?
Yeah, so it's 1835 at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how much I would pay if I put it. So 150 liters times 18. I don't know what's it, 35. 2,752 rand.
Just to fill it up once.
Just to fill it up.
Just to
once.
go to the shop.
Just to go to the shop.
And it wasn't fuel efficient.
No,
That's what you needed to go to the shop.
No. So imagine let's say I drove down to Cape Town with that thing. How much would I pay? So 150 liters.
So it would be cheaper to buy an airline.
An airline.
Yeah.
Not an airline ticket.
It would have been cheaper to fly.
Yeah,
there,
the airlines are going for a reasonly good price at the moment. Oh, shit. No, talking about that, I've been watching the Monty Python documentary, like on, where they came from and how they got to do what they were doing, on the different skits that they did, and
Yeah.
theater and movies and records and all that kind of stuff. It's like when I started watching it, I was like, yeah, geez, man, like, my first impression was, geez, how did I actually enjoy this stuff? Because this stuff is so bizarre. And then like after about 10 or 15 minutes of watching this thing, it's like, fuck, I'm laughing. I'm like rolling around on the floor laughing. And I remember now why I used to enjoy it. I mean, there's some really, really good gems in there. And so the one thing they were doing is that they said that at one stage they had like a record deal. So they had to come out with X amount of records. And so basically it was like the Flying Circus and all that kind of stuff that was on there. And I think they had done 3. And then they said that they actually hadn't read the contract properly and they didn't realize they had to do a 4th one. So someone reminded them, you've got to do a 4th one. And they were like feeling a bit bleak. So they decided, well, on the last one, what they'll do is they'll sing songs and all that kind of stuff. So then what happened was they came up with this idea that they wanted to put 2 tracks on one side, okay? And they thought that they were the first ones that were doing it, but apparently in the 1930s, someone had created a record that actually had 4 tracks on it, okay? But anyway, they decided to do it anyway. So it had 2 tracks on it. So every time you put it on there was no guarantee which one you were going to get. And they didn't tell anyone. So they said in the beginning,
Wow,
people
so
were
it's like a
complaining. People were complaining, like they were saying, I wanted to play this skit for this friend of mine. And they put the record on and they're like, huh? This isn't it. Meanwhile, it was just depending on which track it picked up. Oh, jeez, I had to laugh. And then yesterday I was watching, they had the hide and seek Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched that.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it's so funny. You've got to watch it. It's I would spoil it if I told you what the punchline was, but I mean, like how they came up with these ideas. I'm like, holy shit. I had a good laugh. So everyone go watch
from the movies. They're all sitting around, drinking tea and smoking pipes and cigars and things, and they would just talk nonsense.
Yeah.
And it was from that they just went, oh, that'll be an idea, that'll fly.
Yeah.
And they just carried on talking nonsense to see if they could out nonsense each other.
Yeah. and they said that they often battled to know how to end a skit, right? So they would have like the parrot, skit and whatever, and they wouldn't know how to end it. So they would say, well, so they had one guy that did all the animations and the graphics for Monty Python. And then they would just like segue into some sort of animation or whatever. Or in the case of the parrot thing, they would like into a song, like the guy says, no, I didn't really want to be, a shop owner or a guy selling pets or whatever. I wanted to be a lumberjack.
Leaping from tree to tree. The mighty Scots pine. Okay, let's not go down that road.
Oh yeah, so I've really been enjoying, like that sort of like nostalgic sort of like flashback to our days listening.
Did
to
you ever
Monty
watch
Python.
Faulty Towers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
not
for sure.
Filthy Towels, yeah. So there was a thing that came up on my TikTok this week where John Cleese was interviewed about his character.
Yeah.
And apparently it's based on a real guy.
Oh, is it?
They were staying in a hotel, a really shitty hotel apparently,
Yeah.
while they were filming one of the movies. And the guy that ran the hotel was exactly not as tall, but but it was that guy, and they based it on that guy. Everyone except John Cleese actually moved out of the hotel into another one on the first day.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And John Cleese stayed because he was just fascinated by this guy.
Yeah.
You know what you guys reminded me of? Another classic, Mind Your Language.
Oh
I used to
yeah.
love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was good. Because I mean, that also reminds me of old Emmanuel was it Manuel? Hey, or Emmanuel? The guy.
Manuel.
Manuel. Oh yeah, that was good.
See,
that was
Mr.
good.
Volty. And he was as English as they come.
Yeah. Dude, talking about that, can you remember Only Fools and Horses?
Oh.
Or Del Boy? Have you ever watched that?
No, no.
No,
No,
shit.
no.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god,
yeah.
it was so funny. I mean, I can remember old Kilmartin used to get them. His family used to send the VHS tapes out to him. They would tape it there in the UK, and then they would send it out, and we would all sit and watch
Yeah.
Del Boy.
Those tapes did the rounds. Yeah.
So Del Boy, what he did is he's always looking for a way to make quick money, right? So he the one that sticks in my mind. There are two that stick in my mind. The one was the VCRs that he got from the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And the other one was the blow-up dolls, which happened to have, I think it was volatile gas in them or something.
Yeah, they were
stupid.
faulty, so they just started.
So,
They just started inflating.
so like on the VHS or on the VCR thing, what he does is he finds this guy that's whatever, he gets this stock of VCRs. And he's like trying to flog them and everything. And he's trying to show the person, this is like top quality, whatever. And he takes a VHS tape and he tries to put it in. And the VHS tape is like about like half an inch too wide. Oh, no. Anyway, it's like
that's
almost
funny.
like you want to go back and watch those things again. I mean,
Well, can't you?
So,
Yeah, I'm
do
sure
you
you
know-
could.
Isn't there
you
like
know-
Yeah,
British streaming service?
probably, yeah.
No, that's currently launched in South Africa.
Well, it's the BBC ITV thing that's launched in South Africa recently.
what's it called? Brit something.
Britbox, yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Britbox.
So
That's
like you can actually get access to a lot of that content. with
Yeah.
Britbox.
Yeah. So I mean, talking about that, I mean, digress a little bit. So
Yeah,
I
no
s-
stress.
I read no stress. I read an article that they were saying that they reckon that DSTV Premium will be dead by next year
You think so?
because of this. Because what's happening is early next year, Disney Plus is launching officially in South Africa, so that any Disney related channel that's on DSTV at the moment is going to go,
Mm-hmm.
because it'll be provided through that service. The BritBox, so a lot of the sort of ITV content that we busy watch on, and like BBC Food and all that kind of stuff, that's
Gritty British drama.
and that's all going to come off DSTV. So yeah, it's a problem, man. And HBO is talking about officially releasing in South Africa, and that's going to hit their Showmax thing, because the advantage or the draw has been is that
You can get
all
access
the
to Showmax content. Yeah.
yeah, but you get the HBO series through Showmax, and,
Yeah.
and it's at a really good price. But yeah, so that's very interesting. Anyway,
HBO. Yeah. Cool.
mm,
Satellite. The era of satellite TV is dead.
The problem with BritBox is, I mean, maybe it's not a problem, but you get all the good dramas, the good comedies, all the act stuff, and you get the food program. Sure, there's tons of those,
yeah.
but then you get the reality TV shows,
Oh, like which ones?
Like
Like the
like the shit ones.
what like where? Okay, what's classified as a
No,
shit
there's-
reality
there's-
TV show?
There's going to be interesting ones, right?
Mm.
I mean, you're probably going to get all the Love Islands and
the Love Island.
The Bachelor,
yeah,
The Bachelorette,
No, but there's so much more.
Bachelor in Paradise.
You guys get Gogglebox.
Got what?
Gogglebox.
No.
No.
What's that?
Okay, it's
Educate
a very successful reality TV series,
Okay.
which basically you're watching people watch TV.
Okay.
So they're all watching these programs on TV, and you're watching them and how
Watch
they
that.
react and how they comment.
Yeah. It amazes me how, like back in the day, like, most of the TV content was like, planned and filmed and whatever. And somewhere along the line, reality TV shows started taking off. And like now they're almost like predominantly, I don't know, maybe at least 50%, if not predominantly, the amount of content that people watch is reality TV. And if you look at how the internet
serious?
has gone, well, if you think about how the internet has gone, think
Yeah.
about TikTok and all these shorts and that kind of stuff. What is
But-
it? It's like reality TV show kind
Would
of
you
stuff.
really like classify it as a reality TV?
Well, I mean, it's contents that's based on
It's real
reality.
life content rather than fiction.
You know, it's like, you know, some person does a TikTok. What are they doing? It's like reality TV,
Okay.
as opposed to, you know, someone's written a script, and I'm sure you script that kind of stuff because I mean, reality TV is not like reality TV. It's not like Big Brother where they've slapped 50 cameras in a house,
Yeah.
and you're getting every single
But that's still
second and
reality
moment.
TV.
Sorry.
I think that was for me, Big Brother was the start of
Yeah,
reality
definitely,
TV.
definitely. And I mean, Survivor. I think
Survivor.
Survivor was probably the most sort of like the biggest. Maybe they tried stuff along the way, but I mean, Big Brother and Survivor are like the two like sort of main things that like in my mind were like like in your face, you know, because that was like totally different to anything we'd ever seen before. I mean, I can remember watching the first Survivor and I was like, holy shit, what is this? What is this? You know, it was just amazing.
But okay, so the difference was you either had programs that were made for movies or for TV, so there was all scripted and costumed and dialogue written.
Correct.
But actually, there were game shows, as that was probably the start.
True.
Although those had a formula, but it
Yeah.
was, you didn't know what the person was going to say. It's not scripted.
True.
But I think for me, that still wasn't reality TV. Reality TV kicks in when there's just there's no set.
Yeah.
You don't know where this is going to go as a
Yeah.
producer. It's
'Cause I
not
mean,
like
as a
there's
game show-
like game shows have a formula and they
Exactly.
can be
yeah.
edited
It's still
to crap.
structured. It's still structured.
Yeah, whereas these started becoming live. There's a lot more interviews with people. There's a whole. I mean, there's so many shows around Big Brothers.
like
The
spin-offs.
spin-off shows where
Yeah.
after you watch the day's highlights, you can watch everyone talking about what's happening there. And then there's another program and there's another one.
Well,
And then
I
they
mean,
get
the
back to
thing
the
is,
live footage.
yeah, I mean, I can remember when the first Big Brother in South Africa. I mean, literally. I mean, it was so like you were literally, you know, because it was this like sort of voyeuristic kind of thing. Is that like, you know, we had never had access to that kind of thing before, and you were actually watching the people live. Then you could get the highlight package, and then you had the show at the end of the week where someone got voted out or whatever. I mean, it was just like it blew my mind. Just blew my mind.
When did they stop having live studio audiences for sitcoms? Because you always used to hear people laughing.
Yeah, I think
Isn't that sound effects, like to a certain extent?
like for instance, like with Friends, it was a live audience right until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they sound affected it.
No. I mean, when the series ended after 10
Yeah.
years, they still had a live audience in there
For every
Yeah.
show.
for every show.
Wow.
Well, it's
Yeah.
part of the set. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
what
yeah,
was
true.
that? That
So
was
some did the sound rather than getting people in,
Yeah.
because it actually puts the actors off.
Yes.
But at some point, they stopped that background noise,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's recorded or live.
Yeah.
They just stopped it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I can't pinpoint that.
Like when it
I
starts.
know there was a live TV show, Mrs. Brown and
And
Oh,
the boys,
yeah.
that
Didn't that
actually
get cancelled?
No, it's still going on.
Oh, is it still going? Which is the one that got cancelled? Like last year sometime or the year before. Isn't that Mrs. Brown's Boys?
What am
something?
I don't know. I don't really watch Mrs. Brown's Boy, but the point I'm making
yeah,
here
sorry.
was, so for years we didn't have any of this live studio audience, but Mrs. Brown Boys actually had one,
Oh, okay, I see.
and it was
see.
that really stood out for me. I'm like, actually, I don't like this
why they
background
got
noise.
cancelled.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it might be another show that I'm thinking of. There's that one with the bald head guy.
That's a very
And he like
descriptive-
dresses up. No, like he dresses up.
Little Britain shooting
Yeah,
stars.
Little Britain, man. Isn't Little Britain the one that I'm thinking of?
Well, that was, geez. I mean, that
Like, I
was
mean, the guy who used to dress
cringe
up.
TV.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
he used to dress up and do stuff and like.
cringe TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing the limits.
Not very PC. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, reality TV shows, dude. I think they've changed the face of TV. Yeah.
So we
I honestly think that reality TV shows created a space for apps like TikTok and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think people, I think in the beginning people were like very uncomfortable about reality TV shows.
But there was another type that's really took off.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, TikTok's full of that as well. And I don't know what they might be called in South Africa, but there was Pop Idol.
Yes.
American
The other
Idol.
one,
Yeah.
there's the Got Talent series.
Yes.
All of those, they just go on and on and on and on.
The
and
Voice.
On every year. The Voice.
Yeah. And then look,
There's another one now where they dress up. There's real artists
Yeah.
who dress up in I might have mentioned it before, in various
They wear
like
a mask. The mask.
Yeah, so you don't know who they are, and there's a panel that has to guess
Yeah.
who the artist is.
Yeah. Mask singer. Yeah. Yeah.
Singer.
The thing is.
So you're going to get all of this stuff now in BritBox.
Oh yeah, but we get that stuff already.
So why would you buy BritBox?
Well, because I don't want to pay for DSTV. Because DSTV is expensive. You've got to drop R1,000 for shit.
So you're basically buying this BritBox as a console for various applications to get the various content.
Yeah.
I noticed TikToks on my is it
on your
Netflix
TV.
or Amazon? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when that happened.
So I use my PlayStation more as a media center than anything else. I mean, it's Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Red Bull TV. What else am I using? Spotify, all that kind of stuff is on there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Apple TV. Apple TV is on PlayStation, dude.
Wow.
You can Apple TV on there. So I don't have to buy an Apple TV.
Do you watch much of the Apple TV?
No, I haven't subscribed to Apple TV because you know, the problem is that
It's not enough time.
there's not
Not
enough time.
in the year.
Yeah, and I mean this is what I like about subscription services is the fact that you can turn it on and off. So if, like, say for instance, I'm in the mood to watch something and it's on a particular streaming service, I can turn it on for that month and I can binge watch that thing and then I can turn it off.
As long as you remember.
That is the point.
Yeah.
They got most people there. You forget.
But I mean, at the moment, I'm like watching stuff on Netflix. I'm watching stuff on Hulu, watching stuff on Disney Plus.
Disney's getting big.
Paramount Plus. I'm also watching stuff on Paramount Plus. So at the moment, I'm fully loaded. Yeah. Anyway.
Just a quick question from my side. I don't know if you guys seen, just switching the topic a bit, there's been a huge cryptocurrency bust.
Oh, what? Bust in the price?
Bust in the price, the Bitcoin price collapsed. I'm not sure what's happening with other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, there was, like, when you and I were chatting earlier the week about the commodity prices dropping. I mean, simultaneously, the cryptocurrencies were dropping, and I went and I had a look. It was basically for the same reason the commodity prices were. There was that property group that was going into bankrupt. Yeah. So that was the first, the one in China. So that was like the first sort of.
But how does one property group in China affects the entire market, like across multiple sectors? I
think it was I suppose it's always about confidence, I suppose, sentiment, and then also the fact that if you've got a property or a construction company that's having an issue, and we were talking about iron ore and steel, and they're cutting back on the thing, and then China's saying, well, they want to cut production because of pollution and that kind of stuff. So I think all of that stuff rolled together, like people go, oh, hang on a second, there might be something coming, there might be this sort of ripple effect or whatever. But then the cryptocurrencies the next day or two recovered. But then again, I had a look today and I see they're floundering a bit again.
So do you think
Bitcoin's gone down $10,000 in 3 weeks?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but I think I saw on the news that China banned all the crypto trading.
Yes, I think that came through today, didn't it?
I'm not sure.
Something like
either
that.
Today or yesterday, but like I saw on the news that China banned. I think I'm not sure whether it was all crypto or just Bitcoin. but I could see that like they had a chart for Bitcoin price and
Yeah.
it was crashing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true.
Do you guys
But I mean,
know,
the thing is, I think
know for the rationale for China like banning Bitcoin trading?
I suppose because maybe the government doesn't have control over that.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
like
a good
they will
point.
ban
Yeah.
they will ban things like like social media apps and all that kind of. So like there's Naspers, which is a company in South Africa, owns a percentage of Tencent. Yeah.
I wanted to say 50 cents and I remember
Yeah.
it's wrong. It's a different guy.
Wrong genre.
Wrong genre.
They, I think it was about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks, maybe even 2 months ago. Naspers' share price took a bit of a knock.
It's
And I
like
went-
that's like half of our stock exchange.
Yeah, exactly. You're like the whole top 40 took a dip just because of that. And then I went and had a look just to see what the reason for that was. And the reason for that was China was locking down on some of the features of WeChat, which is the app that Tencent developed, which is very similar to WhatsApp. But there are lots of business-related functionality to that, like way before WhatsApp started with WhatsApp Business. So they were clamping down on some of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's, yeah. So, I mean, just looking at the crypto prices today, I mean, generally stuff is up on average about 5% today.
Okay.
Today, yeah.
What,
Some more than others.
overnight?
Yeah, overnight. But I
Since
mean,
yesterday, okay.
like a week on week. I mean, if you're looking at Bitcoin, it's down 9.5% on the week for the last 7 days.
Yeah.
And then what's another one? So Ethereum is down 13%
Yeah.
week on week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hectic.
No, the thing is that it happens all the time. You just don't really notice it unless you're watching it every day.
Yeah.
And you getting fed with news all the time. I mean, like you often look at these things, but when you actually go look at the graph, it's like, oh, well, it was ting, 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 ting. But it's either gradually going up or gradually going down. But if you're looking at it every day, it's like, oh, fuck, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. But meanwhile, it's, it might just be a trend. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buy. Sell.
But what is
Hold.
what is the tendency that's currently happening in like South African cryptocurrency market? Is it mostly towards like centralizing control and auditing by the tax authorities, or is it?
Well, I
is it
suppose
still
they're two.
free trading.
I think there are two aspects to it.
Yeah.
One, it's probably three aspects to it. One is tax. Okay, what's the tax implication?
Yeah.
Is the revenue service getting their pound of flesh? Then there's the financial regulatory kind of aspect to it, where it's like, okay, people that are investing this, are they protected in some way if something goes wrong, which currently they're not, because it falls out the bounds of the financial advisory board at the moment. And the third one would be the Reserve Bank, in terms of foreign exchange, foreign currency coming in and out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are the three aspects there are probably more, but I would say those are the three main aspects where there's development. So we know SARS is starting to talk about monitoring people's cryptocurrency holdings. Yeah, basically on your tax return, you have to disclose your crypto holdings, even though you might not have bought or sold. They want to know how much you've got. That's like, hey, dude, tell us what's in your bank account. Financial regulatory board, I suppose, with the AfriCrypts and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think it's done because they can't actually gain access to your wallet?
Well, I suppose, and I suppose
So
this
they
is,
know that you have something, but they don't know how much.
So I suppose this is where the conversations are going to start happening, and where it's going to go backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Is like, in terms of the Revenue Act, what are, do they have jurisdiction over, say, like a crypto exchange? Is that, Is there a clause in there that allows them to say to them, hey, I want information from you. Please give me information on that person. Whereas they can do that with the banks. Does that apply to a crypto exchange at this point? I think that's the first thing. Because, they might ask them and they might give the information freely at some extent. I don't know. I haven't really gone into, okay, are they allowed to do it? Do they have jurisdiction at this point? I'm sure they will in the future, but do they have it
especially
now?
locally based exchanges? Definitely. But
Yeah.
would you find locally based exchange? Like, for example, sake, like if Luna, for example, sake, has a site, has a service, right?
Yeah.
For South African users, but
Yeah.
their servers are based in, just say, Netherlands. for
Well, I
example.
suppose they're a registered company in South Africa. So that then all of a sudden makes them
An entity.
accountable
An
to
entity.
the CIPC. What's that? It's basically the
Company registrar.
the company register. So you have then some sort of obligations in terms of that, and then because of the fact you're a registered business, then obviously you fall under the Companies Act or whatever it is that they
Mm-hmm.
have, and then obviously the things that you have to do every year. You've got to submit. You got to pay your registration to the CIPC. You got to, hand in your financials every year, tax, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
And let's say in UK, what is the movement in that space? I think he's on mute.
you're on mute.
No, the trends are pretty much the same. I think, but we're not getting as much news on it. There's so much other stuff going on. So
yeah.
I think it's the same, right? The governments would love to reap some benefit from this, but how far can they go? Yeah, I think we want people to keep their money and not push it offshore. So if you're too intrusive, that's the economy loses out.
Yeah.
But if you're too not intrusive enough, then you lose out. So let's see. This has still got a long way to go yet.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, look, and I think with everything, it's like in the beginning, there's like whatever the rules and regulations are, just don't cover, the way their technology or the way the world is moved, and they're always like a couple of steps behind.
Yeah.
So I think if you, like in the case of cryptocurrency, I mean, it's been going for 10 years, right? This is like only now that
But I think what changed now is that now there's serious money flowing in those ecosystems. So
Yeah.
like people like when it was just enthusiasts and people are talking about decentralized financial system, but without any actual money flowing, let's just talk. Nobody actually pays attention. But once billions and billions of dollars start flowing, then it catches people's attention.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Money talks.
Yeah, money does talk.
Money talks.
But I suppose the guys that are like in early, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
The guys that get in right about now, medium risk, medium reward. And the guys that get in later, well, everything would have like normalized to an extent, and
Yeah.
like your, because like I suppose people always think of, oh, geez, look at that guy. He bought like 10 Bitcoin 10 years ago, and now that's like, driving a Lamborghini kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think those days will eventually come to an end to a certain extent, because there'll be so many other things like having to pay tax and all that kind of stuff. I mean, those early guys that made shitload of money on Bitcoin, I mean, did they actually pay tax?
I'm not sure.
I doubt it.
It took,
Doubt it. I mean, it's
they
like
took some
almost like an
money and
underground
reinvested
poker
the
game.
rest.
It's almost like an underground poker game
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then one day, poker makes it onto ESPN.
Yeah.
right? And you still make good money from it, but you don't make the same amount of money
Yeah,
that you were making when it was underground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden
Yeah.
now, because you were on TV, you know, you had to declare your winnings. Whereas
Yeah.
like an underground poker game was, well,
I didn't win anything.
yeah, this is the five of us.
But what?
You just keep that sort of story to yourself. Yeah.
yeah,
I
you
don't-
don't.
me, no, I
you
didn't
don't.
win anything.
It's like, you know,
Mm.
yes.
So what I
wink, wink,
love-
nudge, nudge,
what-
nudge. Say
what-
no more.
what I find interesting about this equation, right, is that like different tax authorities, whether it's in UK and South Africa, can monitor movements in and out of the wallets, but they don't know exactly how much is in the wallet.
Well,
it's almost like they could
they-
stand by the bank account and
Yeah.
watch the money moving in and out, right? But
Yeah.
they can't actually look into it and see what's inside.
yeah, like how much is in there?
It's
yeah.
like, why is that?
yeah. Well,
Why
look, I
is
mean,
that? Like, what prevents them from doing that? I mean, the exchange knows.
well, like I mean, the thing is, yeah, I suppose the exchange does know. In a way, I mean, I suppose it's like your bank manager would be able to see what your balance is in your bank account, kind of thing, because he's got access. But I don't know. But look, I mean, SARS can phone up the bank and say they, you know, with the right paperwork, they can see exactly what's in your bank account, and they can see what you've been money coming in and out your account for the last 5
But
years.
not the crypto wallet.
No, not the crypto. No, but that's what I'm saying is that they can with the banks because they've got the authority to do that. And that's why I go back to what I was saying earlier on is like, I don't know how far their sort of jurisdiction stretches when it comes to cryptocurrency. And when they call up the cryptocurrency exchange and they go, hey, I want some information on this guy, I don't know how much information the exchange is under obligation to provide. They might say, oh, okay, this guy
We don't know this guy.
extracted.
Well, let's just say
X
we don't know
amount.
this guy. Like, we don't know this guy.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you an interesting thing. So
Yeah.
on Luno, if you've got a personal account, let's say you invest 10,000 Rand into your account. Okay, you go to the thing, you open an account. All it needs is your email address and a logon. Okay, you create that, so they don't really know who you are. I think they do ask you for your name. I can't remember if they asked you for your ID
Your
at that point.
authentication is tied to a cell phone, which means, and if your cell
No,
phone
it's not a
is
cell phone. It's not a cell phone. I'll go into my browser.
Okay.
Incognito, using a VPN, whatever. I can go create a Luna account.
Mhm.
Right, so I create the Luna account. I put 10,000 Rand in there. I buy some cryptocurrency. It goes up 20%, 50%, 100%, whatever. So now let's say for instance, I've got 30 grand in there. Okay. Now I want to take it out. They say, sorry, you can only withdraw 15,000 Rand.
You joking?
Yep.
How come?
If you want to draw more, you need to give us more details. So send us your send us a photo of your ID and send us a photo of you.
Yeah.
right.
And they're doing this under the protection guise. They're
Yeah.
trying to protect you as the account
Yeah.
holder.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you want to draw more, you need to give us more information. If you want unlimited, okay, we need to know your proof of address. Yeah, so that's where it's going. And likewise, if you
Wow.
if you got a business account, exactly, they want the full hog, dude. They want your company registration papers. They want a letter from the directors on who's allowed to operate in the account. The whole thing, dude. You
Wow.
basically need to go for a DNA fucking test.
So it's even more hectic than the bank, actually.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely,
Wow.
yeah.
Do you
No,
think
well,
a
I
lot of
suppose
people will close
no, but I
them?
mean, I suppose if you open up a bank account, it's the same thing. They want your company
yeah.
registration. They want a letter from, they want the director's ID. They want a letter from the director who's got authority on the account, etc. And they,
But that's
they
not the
also-
case with international exchanges.
what do you mean with international crypto exchanges?
Yeah.
Well, remember, you're not. like if you've got if you're using an exchange, an international exchange, right?
Yeah.
You would probably, if you wanted to convert that into fiat money, so like into dollars or whatever it might be, you would have to go through that. So if you go to Coinbase and you say, oh, okay, you want to link your account to a bank account so that you can extract the money, now they want the information. They want proof of address, et cetera, in the US. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, the bottom line is like if I've got cryptocurrency and let's say like the Luna wallet only accepts that you work in certain currencies, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, right? I think, and then there's some stable coins, USDC, and so on. Those are the only sort of coins that you can exchange on their platform. But let's say I bought Ravencoin as an example, or I bought another altcoin that I thought was going to pump. Right. So I converted my rands into some sort of cryptocurrency. So like I deposited it into my account on Luno. I then converted it to Ethereum or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then I transferred that Bitcoin from that Bitcoin address to another Bitcoin address on an exchange where I can buy Ravencoin, Uniswap, Pancake Swap, Crypto Binance, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Put my Bitcoin there, I converted it into Ravencoin. So now I leave it there, Ravencoin pumps, but I think it's now going to dip again. So I think, okay, I want to cash out. So I converted back to Ethereum or Bitcoin on that exchange. And now I want to draw the money. So then I bring it back to my Bitcoin address on Luno, and then I can put it into my account, into my ZAR wallet on Luno, and then from there I can put it into my bank account. And you can only draw the money into a bank account that's in your name. They will not allow you to. So, like for instance, think about this. Let's say I said I wanted to pay someone in rands, okay, but I want to use my cryptocurrency. Let's say that they can't accept cryptocurrency, but I want to use my cryptocurrency to pay them. I can't convert it from cryptocurrency to my ZAR wallet, which would be in rands, which theoretically I could take into my bank account. I can't transfer that money into someone else's bank account. So I can't like pay a supplier.
But could you, for example, say transfer an equivalent in Ethereum, for example, say to the supplier?
Sure. Yeah, sure, absolutely. If they've got let's say they had a Luna business account, I could say to them, okay, I want to buy a graphics card from you. So it's fine. We've got an Ethereum wallet. If you want to pay in Ethereum, you can do that. Not a problem. So I transfer the amount from my Ethereum wallet to their Ethereum wallet. Not a problem. And it's their business account. They can take that out as cash. That's fine. But what I'm saying is once you've converted it into ZAR money, like into rands in your Luna account, you can't withdraw that into another bank account other than one that's in your name.
Interesting.
Yeah. Next question.
It's becoming tight out there. Huh?
Yeah.
Like, it's becoming like.
Yeah. But I mean, just think about this. You have the ability. Just think about this. Like in 20 minutes, you can move and withdraw $1 million just like that using cryptocurrency. Like within 20 minutes, half an hour, less. You can move that R1 million around the world in less than an hour. Well, and I'm saying it's probably like 10, 15 minutes you can do it.
Most likely 10
Sometimes they'll say it might take a couple of days, but it's like
instantaneous.
Pretty much, yeah. Not that I've moved. Disclaimer: not that I've moved $1 million around anywhere.
He was talking about dollars. He was talking about dollars.
No, not even $1 million, dude. Not even $1 million.
British pounds.
No, not even British pounds, dude. Disclaimer. I'm just talking about people that I know that have businesses that use cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Some people have problems.
Yeah. Bigger problems than others.
Yeah.
or smaller problems, whichever way you look at it. Half
Yeah.
full, half empty.
Wow. So,
Wrong size
like,
glass.
on that happy note, like, what is the Trumpism of the day, Lester?
Yes, please.
Oh, Trumpisms.
This is just
What is the former leader of the former free world said?
Okay, here was one from a New York Times interview in November 1999, so quite some time ago.
Yeah. So that was before he became a former leader.
Yeah. And the quote is, I think the only difference between me and the other candidates is that I am more honest and my women are more beautiful. Yeah.
you got to be
'Cause that's-
shitting me. Yes. It's like sometimes
And
you wonder
then-
if that guy doesn't live in an alternate reality. Yeah.
So, no, like, I don't wonder that. Like, I was just wondering how much illegal substances did he take before answering that question? Okay, anything else that he said on the day?
Well, wind the clock forward 20 years in a rally in Pennsylvania. He stated, I never want to be called a loser. That was it. That was his, yeah. I never want to be called a loser. It's a big thing to me. I'm like, people just call each other losers all the time. You're such a loser. Yes. But apparently this is a big thing to him. I'm not a loser. Don't you dare put me in that category. Ah.
Oh,
Okay,
that was
mate.
so
You
funny.
did lose the election, but anyway, okay.
Wow.
Right.
I did stumble across one.
Mm.
What was it? Remember, this is from a Twitter tweet in 2013. Remember what when did he take over from Obama?
2016, I think.
I think, wasn't that, 2016?
2016, yeah.
Yeah. So must have been, on his way in. Okay.
Yeah, so
Remember what
I
I
think he would have come into power in the beginning of 2017. Elections
So this
November
is-
2016, 2017 inaugurated. I think.
All right.
Yeah.
The timing's key here.
Oh,
And the quote is on his tweet, remember what I previously said, Obama will someday attack Iran in order to show how tough he is. And I
Okay.
just went, okay, well, it never happened, but so you were wrong there. You're such a loser. But to show how tough he is, I mean, that's the sort of thing Trump would have done to show how tough he is. That was important to him. I'm tough. Yeah, I'm not vain.
well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to waste too much time on Trump, other than just having a good giggle at some of the astounding things that he said. And I suppose the most astounding thing about the stuff that he says, not that the stuff that he says is like not outrageous enough, is the fact that he actually believes what he's saying.
Yeah, and he expects others to be on the same page as him because they all go, yeah, clap, clap, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not about what political party he represents. This is just a bizarre character.
Yeah.
Okay, national days. Let's move on to that.
Yeah, baby.
Have you got your daughters around this weekend?
Nope.
Because
Why?
it is National Daughters Day.
Ah,
You better message them.
I will. Happy Daughter's Day.
Yeah. It's also Math Storytelling Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Never come across
touched
a
on that
book.
earlier on
We
today.
touched on that. The whole
We celebrated
special prize.
that in
In
glorious style. Yeah. In glorious style.
I mean, I just have a picture of a parent sitting down with a little child going, right, it's story time. And they open the little book.
yeah.
And it's like 1 + 1 is.
No, well, I've
sorry,
just
that's
had a
not.
thing is like Happy Daughter's Day. Let's do your math homework.
Can you imagine
Give
you
me some
open up a book?
story. I know you've got math homework.
Can you imagine you open up a book like a math homework book and there's like foreign exchange conversion ratios?
Yeah, like maths lit. We were talking about this the other day, man. Maths lit
yeah.
and like doing compound interest and those kind of
Yeah.
calculations. Yeah, definitely came in handy today.
Yeah.
You can see I did high grade maths. I was battling with converting fucking fuel consumption.
But it's actually tough calculation conceptually, because on one side you're dealing with gallons, right,
Yes.
versus liters. On the other side, you're dealing with pounds
Yeah.
versus rand.
Thank
right?
God there's an app for that.
You mean me?
Yeah, well, you smart tools, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of which,
All right.
yeah, carry on, Lester.
Sorry, man. There's a lot of national days. National
Oh.
Comic Book Day.
Okay,
That's a
Yes.
good one.
yeah.
It's National One Hit Wonder Day.
Oh, right.
So you get to celebrate all those
Rick
one hit
Astley.
wonders.
Rick Astley,
This goes back
Tiffany.
quite far.
Yeah.
This goes back years, because they started tracking this, because it became a thing actually in the 60s.
What,
So they
one hit
actually
wonders?
when people started going about one hit wonders,
Ah,
it
so-
was back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, on this list it's got randomly "Don't Worry, Be Happy" by Bobby McFerrin.
Yes.
Absolutely a one hit wonder, and thank goodness for that. So maybe
Yeah.
sometimes it's meant to be.
No, but okay, but let's just pause there for a moment on one hit wonders. There are some of those one hit wonders, okay, that are still iconic, timeless. You put it
Yeah.
on at a party, everyone's in, right? Can you remember? I can remember sitting on the train, going from where did we go? We went from the airport to the train station to Fishhook. You and I on the train, and
Yeah.
what we were listening to? Can you remember?
Oh,
Yeah,
Now you guys are showing
he's
your age.
bankrupt now, hey?
yeah. No,
You
he's
guys
bankrupt
now showing your age.
Yeah. Especially because I can't remember what the song was called. No, man, it was that one. Dun, 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 dun,
Can't
dun,
touch
dun,
it.
dun, dun,
Thank you. Yes,
dun.
don't touch this.
Yeah, can't touch this.
You can't touch this.
You can't touch this.
By
Yeah, who was it?
Dr.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Him.
Shit.
Do you know who it was?
Wasn't Dr. something, Dr.
Don't say Dr. Alban. But now that I've said that,
No,
you can't
no,
think of
no.
any other name.
No,
Google.
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer. There
MC
you go,
Hammer.
baby.
There we go.
MC Hammer. Okay, one hit wonder,
Yeah.
dude. And can you remember good old Rick Astley?
Rick Astley. Well, he's done a bit more than one hits.
Yeah, well,
On
he
this
tried,
list here
but
was-
I mean, he only had really one hit
Uh,
per se.
on
right?
this list is House of the Rising Sun.
You kidding me?
No.
As a one-hit wonder.
A one-hit wonder, yeah.
well, I suppose-
1970.
But
Shit,
isn't that
dude.
Eagles?
No, that was who did House of the Rising Sun. It
Frigid
was
Pink.
there. You go. And I mean, the thing is, I mean that proves my point. Is the House of the Rising Sun is probably one of the most iconic songs.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows that song. One-hit wonder. Yeah, lovely.
I didn't realize. I thought it was Eagles.
No.
Yeah. All right. So the last one I have for you today, because there's many more. In fact, it's Ghost Hunting Day. Today's National Ghost Hunting Day.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to give that one a miss.
It's actual singles week this week. So if you're single, this is the week for you to celebrate, however that is. But today is the pinnacle of that week. It's National Singles Day.
Yeah, so I would just
So
say
this
that.
is you've had a whole
every
week
day-
to be reminded that you're single, and
No.
today you have to really focus on it just
No,
to
no,
top it
dude.
all off.
dude, every day is Singles Day, dude.
But you have to celebrate it. What I didn't realize.
You
that
celebrate it
generally
every
half-
day.
But what I didn't realize was that in general, half of the population at any one time is single.
Wow.
Half of the population.
Wow.
Is there an age limit on that?
No. It could be for whatever reason. It could be through, somebody dying or.
No. What I'm
or
saying is,
whatever
does
it
that does that stat include people under the age of 18, as an example?
I can neither confirm nor
Confirm
deny
or
that.
deny. Because I suppose in some countries, anything above 13 is acceptable.
No, it says it's population, so it would include yes.
Yeah.
It includes the elderly as well.
Okay.
So it depends on what your genre of requirement is.
Yeah. Don't forget about you guys.
Demographic, yeah. Yeah.
All right, on
Oh,
this
dude.
day, NASA
Yeah.
launched its Mars observer. What can you? That feels like just the other day to me as well. The first time
What
they shot it.
Curiosity? What is it called? Curiosity. What is the Mars rover? What is that? What was the
Mars observer,
observer?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Not the rover. Yeah.
the
No.
robotic space probe.
Oh,
Was it-
yeah.
What was it called? Perseverance.
It doesn't say. Yeah, I mean, it was quite a cocky. It's still out there, right? Because they lost communication with it after the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Yeah.
It's talking to itself.
What was that? The other day I heard that they, like there was something that they sent out into space. I forget the details. It was supposed to have a particular lifespan, power, whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And like 20 or 30 years later, I get the numbers wrong, that it's still going and it's still sending data.
It's possible.
This is like, I can imagine some oak on the other side there. Hey, what's this? Let me plug a power source into that. Ding, beep, beep. Like the guy in NASA's going, yes, you know, that thing should have died about a week ago, but it's still going. Hey, well, we're not going to ask any too many questions, but like 5 years later, they're going, boop.
Some aliens are using it as a disco
Like-
ball.
Guys, I can't explain this, but either we've discovered some new battery technology that we weren't aware of, or some oak has
There's
plugged it in.
another solar source further than we can see.
Yeah, some oak has plugged it in somewhere.
I
Yeah.
would love to be like a fly on a wall, like listening to the conversations and theories that are flying around.
Yeah.
So that launch, that Mars launch, was 29 years ago.
Wow.
Jeez.
Some guy definitely plugged it in.
Yeah. Bing.
It's probably got Duracell batteries, man. Those things
Mm.
go forever.
Yeah.
All right.
So they say.
Birthdays on this day: Superman, Christopher
Right.
Reeve,
Okay.
Mhm.
Like Superman or Christopher Reeve Superman.
Christopher Reeve, Superman.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Didn't we talk about her a few weeks ago? Can't remember.
No, I
Did
don't
we?
No. We were talking about Oleg's classmate.
Yes.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, but that,
okay.
it led on to that. Yeah. Well, Catherine Zeta-Jones is her birthday today.
Yeah.
How old is she? She's like,
She must be.
There we go.
pretty-
That's my usual question. What year?
How old is she?
I would say she's hitting close to 70.
Let's see. Let's
no.
try work this out. She's married to Michael Douglas.
who's probably the age that.
Yeah, he's probably about 70, and she was a lot younger than him. So I would say she's
60 something.
I would say 60 something, early 60s, maybe.
Have you seen her lately?
No. Do I need to Google this?
You can.
Okay.
Because to celebrate National Singles Day, I'm going to tell you that she's 52.
Really? Only that?
Aye.
I thought she was a lot older than that. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if I use my age as a reference, I always thought that she was way older than me. Not because of the way she looked, I just thought she was older than me. Shit me, you know, as some people would say, hey, fuck me, George.
She's not that much older than you.
No, she's not.
It's like literally just a couple
So
of
what
months.
you're saying is that there was a chance. Eh? I don't mind an older woman that looks like that. You know, like if Cindy Crawford ever, you know, is looking for
Dude, the
South African residency, you know.
the
she's-
woman who's like literally a couple of months older than you can't say older woman.
You can.
Well, she's not a
It's
couple of
fact.
months. I mean, she's like 3 years older than me.
Wow. 2 and a bit.
It's still
Well,
technically not your
yeah,
sugar mommy.
like the maths, we're celebrating maths.
Oh yeah, it is more than 2 and a bit.
Oh, shit.
Wow, what a long
Well,
day.
yeah. Anyway, I mean,
All right,
she's beautiful.
That's all I got
woman.
for you today.
Yeah, I thought she was a little bit older, but like, how old is Liz Hurley?
Oh, Liz Hurley. I think Liz Hurley's a bit
So,
older.
so do you ever watch? Have you ever watched Jimmy Carr?
No.
Okay, so he's a British comedian. He's pretty below the belt, right? But
Yeah.
anyway, so he
He's
tells the story.
cutting.
He tells the story about his girlfriend, and they're sitting there watching TV, and Liz Hurley comes on the TV, and his girlfriend says to him, "Geez, you know, when I'm 50, I hope I look like that." And you know what his response to her was?
What?
He says, "You don't look like that now." Shit. Liz Hurley.
She is 56.
Okay, yeah, so she's a little bit older. But I mean, she also looks pretty good for her age. You know, when her and Hugh Grant were together, you know, when they used to travel, they used to book into hotel rooms as brother and sister.
You serious?
Yes.
Why?
Well, you know, let's not go into that. I don't know. Maybe it's some game they played,
Okay.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more. Okay. Is that it for days, Lester?
That's all I got today.
Okay, well.
That's enough. Yeah,
Anyway,
sorry, I
after
got sidetracked by pictures of Liz
a
Hurley.
challenging week, it's been very nice to shoot the breeze with my mates. Thank you very much for
Absolutely.
cheering me up. And, you know, letting me just forget my troubles just for a little bit.
How was Woodbank?
Eesh. Wetbank was nice.
brother?
No, it was nice, you know. No, Wetbank at night is fine. During the day, not so fine.
Why? Too much smog?
It's fine. No, look, I mean, I went through to Wetbank, went through on the Friday night. My mate's son was supposed to be playing hockey, so we went down to the hockey farm. So we were chilling there.
Farm.
Yeah, well, they call it the hockey farm. They so the guys that
Is that where you had your stag do?
No. Okay, so you can remember you were at the other hockey place. That was the council hockey field back then. But because the council didn't maintain it very well and whatever, and the guys teams never wanted to come and play in Wetbank because of the field was so shit. So eventually the guys that ran the hockey club they then had an idea that they wanted to buy a piece of land on the outside, close to where the old driving used to be. You know, on the old Witbank Middleburg Road. They bought a piece of land out there and they built an AstroTurf and an indoor hockey thing, and they've got a pub and that kind of stuff there. Yeah, so they call it the hockey farm, and that's where they play that's where the hockey, the Witbank Hockey Club plays, and so we went down there. It was frightfully cold. It was cold in general, and then if you know how AstroTurfs work, is they wet the AstroTurf regularly, especially before they play.
Yeah.
And so obviously it's very, very chilly around there. So yeah, that was a bit cold. I mean, dude, would you believe me if I told you at 12:30 at night we started braaiing?
No,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yes, I got to
That's
bed
early.
Got to bed at 2:00 in the morning. The most interesting thing about that story was that even though we braaied, we actually didn't eat the meat.
What?
It was the most bizarre story, dude.
What, until the next morning?
Until the next morning, yeah. Well, later that morning. Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, we had a great weekend. And then the weather was great on the weekend. We did chicken on the brine. We had leftover meat from the day before. And the kids, the kids are having a good time, and the adults are having a good time. And we had breakfast down at the golf club, and it was very, very nice. It was like a little mini holiday. It was really great.
That's
it really
awesome.
was, yeah. So, in spite of Witbank, the location, the company was great. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yes, Witbank is still there. Not much has changed. It might have changed a lot since you've seen it, but not much
Trees are
changes
growing.
there. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's I suppose it's at the end of it, it's nice to come home.
It's good to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it.
All right.
Cool bananas.
Right. Let's go and off and enjoy Singles Day.
Oh yeah, baby. You
Cheers,
need to go
everyone.
buy some fuel, right?
Oh, shoot.
Shoot,
Yes.
yeah. And are you gonna be available for Hoppers 4 later?
Yeah, we on. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you.
2 hours from now. And on that note,
Well, message me if something changes. But
Roger. Are we doing it on this?
yeah, I
format?
said to Kilmartin I would send him a Teams link. So I'll send you. We can do it in the same meeting here, and then I'll just send him the link via email, and he can join on his browser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get some.
Okay. Cheers. Bye, everyone.
In the
See
fiddle
you.
back.
Probably won't be next weekend, guys. Sorry, I'm not going to be around for next weekend.
But
But
again.
yeah, we'll touch base. Bye.